Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. We are doing our Beatles versus Beatles day 2, where I take 2 Beatles studio albums and I take track by track and I see which one is better. Now, last time I did the first 2 Beatles albums, which worked out pretty slick because Please Please Me and With the Beatles both have 14 tracks. So I thought maybe I'll take the winner of that, Please Please Me, and have it go against another album with 14 tracks. But then I thought, you know what, let's just do the third and the fourth Beatles album, A Hard Day's Night, which is a personal favorite of mine and most people who are fans of the early period of the Beatles. I mean, this is Beatlemania in a nutshell. Versus their fourth album, the often maligned Beatles for Sale. Now, here's the predicament. 13 songs, 14 songs. So what I decided to do is I decided to just lop off the 14th song on Beatles for Sale, which is Everybody's Trying to Be My Baby, which is not a good song, and it wouldn't have beaten anything off of Hard Day's Night. So I'm handicapping Hard Day's Night a little bit because it's going to mop the floor with Beatles for Sale, but still an interesting exercise. If you haven't watched my first video, it would be the most recent on my YouTube page, or if you're lucky enough to be Facebook friends with me, it would be on my Facebook page as well. So without further ado, Hard Day's Night versus Beatles for Sale. Okay. I love both of these albums, but I love you most of all. All right. So let's start with track 1. Oh, and if you happen to watch my other video too, I was not keeping score and I sounded like an idiot trying to remember. It's funny how counting to 14 when you're put on the spot can be a challenge. So I'm going to go ahead and do 2 columns here. Hard Day's Night versus Beatles for Sale. That way I will stay accountable to my counting. Accountable to my counting? Accountable to my counting. And I got really dry throat last time, so hopefully we're good to go. All righty. A Hard Day's Night, track 1 of A Hard Day's Night. Classic song. That chord is, I mean, you play that one note and everyone knows it's A Hard Day's Night. Great song. And verses, and now this is a gatefold, but I think I have it memorized, but just to make sure, track 1 is No Reply. Either my favorite or second favorite song off of Beatles for Sale. Boy, right out of the gate, stiff competition. Classic Hard Day's Night versus No Reply. This one's going to hurt, but I know what I'm going to pick. Beatles for Sale. No Reply just kicks off that album so well. All right. That just beat a juggernaut of a song. All right. Track 2 on side 1. I should have known better. Great John feature, great harmonica versus I'm a Loser. My other favorite song off this album. Beatles for Sale gets the second point over my favorite early Beatles album. I have a feeling this hot streak is going to end here fairly soon, though. Track 3, If I Fell in Love with You, my favorite song off this album and a top 25 pick for me. I don't think anything on here is going to beat that. And it is Babies in Black, one of the worst original songs on any of the first 4 Beatles albums. Yeah, If I Fell. Hard Day's Night is on the board. Hard Day's Night with 1 point, Beatles for Sale with 2. All right. Okay, track 4 off of A Hard Day's Night. George's song, I'm Happy Just to Dance with You. Weak song. One of the weakest on this album. Second weakest, in my opinion, on this album. Versus Rock and Roll Music. I don't like it when the Beatles covered Chuck Berry. I didn't give it to Roll Over Beethoven. And as much as I don't like George's, I'm Happy Just to Dance with You. It beats Chuck Berry's Rock and Roll Music. 2-2. Hard Day's Night gets another one. So a weak song, one out. All right. Track 5. And I love her. Don't care for like the whole like Spanish vibe thing. It sounds a little hokey, but it's a beautiful song. Versus I'll Follow the Sun. Another beautiful song. Both Paul ballads, both sung beautifully. I'm going with I'll Follow the Sun. Boys like that one. All right, Beatles for Sale regains the lead. Hard Day's Night 2, Beatles for Sale 3. This is so much better now that I'm keeping track on paper. I don't have to remember. I don't have to count to 13. This is wonderful. All right. Track number 6, Tell Me Why You Cry. Kind of a middle of the road song. Actually, probably I would put it towards the bottom of the middle or the bottom half of the album versus Mr. Moonlight. Awful song. Yeah. Tell Me Why. Totally takes that one. Tied 3 for 3. Mr. Moonlight. Okay, track 7, and each closing out side 1. Yeah, they both have 7 on side 1. Can't Buy Me Love, iconic Beatlemania song, versus Kansas City, Hey, 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 cover. Are you kidding me? Can't Buy Me Love versus Kansas City? Can't Buy Me Love. No question. That was an easy one. All right. Hard Day's Night takes its first lead, 4-3. Now we flip over the record and it's side 2. But before we do that, let me just randomly grab one of these discs behind me and talk a little bit about it. So I'll close my eyes even. Actually, I'm going to go low on this one. Okay, what did I grab here? Van Morrison, Into the Music, 1979, probably his best later period. I know he's still putting out albums. The guy has put out like 40 or 50 albums. It's ridiculous. He's putting one out like every year. But other than like that epic run that he had in the 70s, starting with Astral Weeks and Moon Dance and, you know, Tupelo Honey and St. Dominic's Preview and all those great albums from the 70s. This is a strong one going into the 80s. So, yeah, Van Morrison, Into the Music. All right, side 2. Let's see if Hard Day's Night can keep that lead. I have a feeling it will, because I really like side 2 of A Hard Day's Night. Don't really like side 2. Well, I take that back. There are a few songs on side 2 of Beatles for Sale that I never loved, never hated, but was kind of indifferent. And when I did the ranking of the songs off of Beatles for Sale this fall, I found a couple hidden gems that I just never gave it their just dessert. So this will be interesting. All right. Song 1 on side 2, Anytime at All. Good song, good rocker, good way to kick off the side 2 versus 8 Days a Week. Now, 8 Days a Week is a classic song. It's unique how it starts do and how it goes out, but I don't really care for the song. Honestly, I would prefer like a Can't Buy Me Love. I kind of put these in the same wheelhouse. Can't Buy Me Love and All My Lovin'. I'm going to go with Anytime at All. Another point for A Hard Day's Night, giving it 5. Okay, it's taking a bit of a lead now, 5-3, Hard Day's Night. Song 2, I'll Cry Instead. I got every reason on earth to be mad. It's a solid song, middle of the road tune, but solid. Versus Words of Love. Buddy Holly cover. I don't dislike it, but generally speaking, unless it's just a a one of a kind cover, I'm going to give it to the original. So I'll Cry Instead. Another point. Wow, really getting a lead established here. 6-3, Hard Day's Night. Things We Said Today. Great slow minor tune. This is song 3 off of side 2 versus Honey Don't. Ringo cover. No way. Another Hard Day's Night. 7-3. Can Beatles for Sale come back? Can they see? In order for them to come back, they need to. Yeah, they can't even come back. Hard Day's Night's already won it. But let's just see what else happens here. Song number 4 off of side 2. When I Get Home. Least favorite song on the album. Pushes out I'm Happy Just to Dance with You as the worst song. Versus, see, it's just luck of the draw, man. Every Little Thing She Does. That's one of those songs I was telling you about. One of those songs that I've always known, but never gave it its just desserts. Love that song now. Beatles for Sale gets one. 4 points. 7-4. Let's see if we can make it respectable at the end. All right, song 5 off of side 2. Oh, you can't do that. Love it. Versus I Don't Want to Spoil the Party. Ooh, love that one too. That's what I've always liked. You can't do that versus I Don't Want to Spoil the Party. Man, that's like a coin flip. I'm going to give it to Beatles for Sale. I Don't Want to Spoil the Party. All right. It's just down by 2. Well, this is the last one because this one only has 13 and this one has 14, but we're lopping off song 14. Everybody's Trying to Be My Baby, so that's just discarded. So the last song, song 13 on A Hard Day's Night is I'll Be Back. You know, if you break my heart, I'll go, but I'll be back again. Love that song. But track 13 on this is that second one that I was telling you that I've fallen in love with. What You're Doing. What You're Doing. It's a great song. It's not as good as Every Little Thing. It's not as good as I Don't Want to Spoil the Party. It's the third, but it's a good song on that side too. I really like it. What You're Doing is excellent, but I'll Be Back is a better song. So give it to Hard Day's Night. And then, like we said, we're just throwing out everybody's Trying to Be My Baby because it kind of sucks anyway. All right. And it's a George cover. So there you go. 8-5. The champion, ding, 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 ding. It's Been a Hard Day's Night is the winner, even though that song didn't win. So yeah, I hope you like this. If you haven't checked out my other video, please do so. And I will continue making these, even if only 5 people, even if only half a person watches, because I enjoy the hell out of doing it. It's great to revisit these songs again. So thank you very much. And we'll see you for another Beatles versus Beatles in a cage match of death. So long. And now if I could just gracefully end the video without clicking. There's a button called End Stream. That makes sense. There we go.